Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Nah, please forgive me, I'm at my home office, so it's a little echo. Now, first things first, make sure you click the link in the description and take advantage of your opportunity to invest in my YouTube channel and the future earnings of the channel. We have a goal on there that you have to hit for it to be live and active based on the SEC regulations, which is Securities and Exchange Commission. So the link is in the description. Thank you so much to everybody who has already joined. Last I checked, we was pretty close to the goal. And I got a friend who told me he was going to jump in at the end. Just sometimes it's crazy how people want to see if you can do it. But hey, y'all done showed up and showed out, because they ain't think we were going to be able to jump all in there. They over there like, what the hell is going on? You got the African Americans investing? Hey, appreciate you. But want to talk to you about Lil Ugly still. We still going on this series, just different elements, different parts of this, because what my goal is to sew up this spirit so that if you fall for this guy, then you want to be dumb. Like, you have chosen that you want to be played. And I get it, because once a woman get a man in front of her, she lose all her common sense. She lose every bit of thinking ability that the good Lord has given her. I coach women every day who I always have to hear the same thing every day. Tony, I've been listening to you for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, but I fell on my back. I've been sleeping with this man. He did this, he did that. So I'm like, okay, well, you ain't really been listening then. But it's cool. No judgment zone. And it just what it happens. Now, I want you to understand, because I posted on the community page where the spirit of Lil Ugly will elevate to. I didn't even finish watching the thing. I just saw that a man took the life of a woman. I don't know if it was his child's mother or his ex, at a child's birthday party. I'm gonna go back and watch it and do another video just like specifically on that and how that shows up and what I believe happened in that situation, but not just that, but that can happen. So I want you to understand is that when you dealing with a man who exhibits maladaptive behaviors, any type of negative behavior, you are playing with your life. And that's why I am committed to showing up here every day. I want to show up here twice a day, because as you can see, women are actually dying every single day from the spirit of Lil Ugly. Every single day. So when you see me on here, my goal to be here is 12 noon Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern. And it'll be somewhere around those hours. So just check in and look for a video and catch up on what you missed, because it could honestly save your life. Now, one of the things that this spirit of Lil Ugly is going to do is try to get to the money. You have to guard yourself. When you're dealing with a man, you don't know if the spirit of Lil Ugly is on him. If this man, so one rule of thumb to guard your money is do not marry him within 12 months. Don't marry him within 12 months. I am not for men having prenups, but I am now for women having prenups, because now women get to a bag, and it is important. I'm not for men having prenups, because we men and we should be wise enough and smart enough on how to pick the right woman. And if we picking a woman with our little head instead of the head on our shoulders, then we deserve to lose half. But for a woman, women are so easily deceived, because it's Lil Uglies sitting on podcast couches deceiving millions. And it's so many women that can't see these spirits on these men on YouTube and on podcasts and on TV shows and radio shows, and I'm just like, wow, women are really blind when it comes to the demonic spirits that get on men. So have you a prenup. If you got any type of land, any type of property, any type of like 6 figures in a 401k, any type of Roth IRA, have a prenup and have it strict to where like he can't, if he cheat on you, he don't get a dime of your money. If he beat on you emotionally, any type of abuse, if you had to file any police reports, any of that, the only way he get money is if you marry him and then you get bored and you decide you want to leave. So now he deserves half for you wasting his time and you taking up his life and you finessing him, finagling him and doing him dirty. But have that prenup tight to where he got to put in years. 10 years before he start getting money. But Lil Ugly will do that, because one thing I need you to understand is it's very, very, very easy to cheat. Like, I live in a big neighborhood. It's a gated neighborhood, 24-hour security guards. You can't get in without them calling my house. So, but it's a lot of houses in here. I'm pretty sure it's single women in here who are like widows or stuff like that. Or husband might be deployed or in season playing baseball or football or what have you. And if I walk around this here neighborhood, I could shoot my shot to women who be walking by themselves. And right now, my wife is at soccer practice with our 10-year-old, and I'm home. If I had me a woman in this neighborhood, I could hop on my bike, ride to her house, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and get back. It is extremely easy for men to cheat. So just because Lil Ugly has been with you 5 years, 10 years don't mean a thing. Because men, we could cheat quick, fast, in a hurry, real easy, and never get caught. I always say, when you catch a man cheating, he's already cheated 10 times. Because it's entirely too easy to cheat. Because it's so many filthy, nasty, disgusting women that you literally can meet a woman at a store and say, hey, I love the such and such you. And she'll be like, oh, really? Well, let's do it. And you could take her out of that crumble cookies that you just met her in and take her right to the back seat of your car. And I know the women listening to this, you shocked, but just think about that though. Think about it. I want you to really process and stop acting tough. And you really process a man who look amazing to you and being that forward with you, and you got a little bit of Jezebel in you. And the reason why I know is because I done lived life. And we used to be able to holler at a woman in the club, take her right outside to the back seat of the car, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and then walk right back in the club with her. Meet her at the club, take her right back to the dorm room, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Never even met her, don't know her last name, don't know her middle name, don't know really what school she go to, just meet her at the club. The easiest thing is women on average are easy. And I want y'all to understand that. When you get on your back and you with that, I normally don't do this. Child hush. Child hush. Ain't nobody listening to that. We hear that with every single woman. I normally don't do this. Child hush. You sound like every other woman. You're nasty. Get your butt up. Zip your clothes. Put your clothes on. Keep your drawers on. And stay out the darn bed. If you want to be special, if you want to be seen as a wife, close your legs. A man does not need you. A man does not need sex. A man does not have to have sex with you before marriage. He is lying to you. He finessing you. For one, he already ugly. 2, his breath stink. 3, his thing little. Or it could be big. It don't matter. But he ugly. Men are ugly. When you honest about it, men are ugly, and society has made men look good on movies. So you got to get out of that lust. Stop losing your mind. Like, who said Denzel Washington looked good? Who said Idris Elba looked good? Who said Morris Chestnut looked good? Why Lavelle Crawford don't look good? Why Bruce don't look good? Like, who created the beauty constructs that got women, that got you wet in your drawers when you see a certain type of man with a certain type of height? Like, a lot of to be honest with you, the taller a man is, the smaller his thing is. So it's like a lot of these women in my comment talking about they want a 10-incher. That's actually on men under 6 foot tall. But a lot of women don't realize that. And then a lot of the guys who is over 6 foot tall, you talk to a woman who done slept with them, she be like, yeah, it was long, but it was like a pencil. And then she deal with an average height man and be like, oh, it was like a dill pickle, but one of them big ones you find in the jar. And so this what you got to realize and understand. It's all deception. It's all deception by the devil. And you opening your legs to be demonically inserted. And you get up empty. So you wasting your time. But what this here spirit, because listen, I have clients who have told me that they make 200,000, 300,000. I've had clients who, I had a client who she made 500,000 a month. She was in multi-level marketing. She made 500,000 a month. I just talked to another student of mine, single lady, and she got a social media where she showed every week she getting $8,000, $9,000 checks. Lil Ugly coming. Lil Ugly is coming. And I'm going to tell you what Lil Ugly going to do. He going to have an idea. And the idea going to blow you away. The idea, okay, listen. Got this idea, all right? So what I'm going to do is I want to have conversations about like love and relationships. And, you know, I believe you're going to be my future wife. So it's really just conversations talking to you. And I'm gonna change it up. So instead of like a black couch, I'm gonna get a couch with a little pop of color. And then I'm gonna bring on this person, this person, this person. And all it take to get off the ground is like 20,000. But let me show you what this guy making. This guy over here right here making 125,000 a month. And so like, he's like, I just need the right partner who could see the vision. He gonna come with an idea. And the idea, it might be his podcast. It might be his trucking company, box truck. He gonna send you the Instagram video of the guy talking about box truck millions, trucking business millions. All that stuff is down, right? All that stuff is down. It go up and down, up and down. People be flat broke. The day trading millions. All the Ponzi scheme stuff. He gonna come with an idea, and here you are. You've been busting your butt because you've been single. You've been overlooked. You've been ignored by men, and now here go Lil Ugly. He could see that overlooked, ignored look on your face. So now he know, oh, all I got to do is pay her some attention, and she finna drop 50K on me for this landscaping business. She finna drop 50K on me for this raggedy podcast. She finna drop 50K on me for this HVAC business or whatever it may be. She finna drop that on me. And then here you go. You looking like, well, man, I want to flip my money. I want to make some money. Instead of investing in you, creating your app idea, starting your nonprofit organization or your LLC and investing in you. Now here you finna invest in Lil Ugly. So you got to have a rule of thumb. Don't ever marry inside of 12 months. When you get married outside of 12 months, have a prenup. If he get offended by the prenup, that lets you know he coming for your money. A man should not care about a prenup. Honestly, a woman shouldn't care about a prenup either. If a man wanted one, the woman shouldn't care about it either. If you coming for love, then you don't care about people protecting their assets. It's just me personally. I don't believe in prenups because I don't believe in divorce. I don't believe in failure. So I don't need a prenup. Because I'm going to do what it takes to keep my wife. And I'm going to make sure I choose a woman with substance who not going to wake up one day and say she want to leave me just for a humbug reason. So that's why I don't have a prenup. I ain't had nothing to prenup anyways. I ain't had nothing to say, but I get it today where y'all at with y'all little money. I got married at 23 and we both was broke. And so understand that. The other thing is you need to have a rule: no loaning a man money. No loaning a man money. You cannot, listen, he is a man. Let him go to his mama, his daddy, his sister, his brother, his cousin. Because you got to think about this. You don't know this man from a can of paint. Why is he asking you to borrow money? What has he done to everybody else in his life that he have to ask you for $20 or $20,000 or $2,000? Let him go to the people who have known him his whole life. A man asking to borrow money is a sign that he has the spirit of Lil Ugly on him. And if you loan a man money, you have the spirit of Lil Dummy on you. And so if y'all finna be a terrible concoction, Lil Ugly with Lil Dummy, y'all is fixing to be a disaster. So you got to be able to hold this man accountable. And then when you tell him, hey, I don't have it, and he know you make 100K plus, hey, I don't have it. You know, it's not something that I loan money. You're going to start to see that demon start twitching. He gonna do a twitch like this. He trying to control himself, and you're going to be like, you're going to look at him and be like, is everything all right? Your neck did like that. You're going to see that jaw. See how if I bite down? See how that jaw, you're going to see that jaw jump. You're going to see that jaw jump, and you're going to see a little twitch. And you ain't necessarily going to see his eyes go to red because his eyes are already going to be yellow or red. Somebody with a spirit a little ugly, sometimes they already got yellow or red eyes. Now, they could be pitch white because he used Visine. Use Visine in there. So don't just base it on that now. Oh, his eyes ain't red, so he ain't got a spirit a little ugly like Tony said. No, he could have it. He can have it, especially if he coming out his mouth as a grown, musky man, asking to borrow some money. He got the spirit on him, because a real man will go do temp work before asking a woman to borrow some money. Like my wife, she see a budget. She'll see a budget, or like, okay, we got this bill coming up, and then she won't go do her facial because she see bills coming up. And that right there ticks me off. She said that last night. She was like, yeah, such and such charged me $100 because I ain't go to the appointment. I forgot about the appointment. I'm like, why you ain't go to the appointment? And she was like, well, I honestly forgot about it. But then too, she was like, we got a lot of bills coming up. I ain't want to go, do that appointment because it could be like $1,000. I'm like, that's your upkeep. That's your maintenance. Like, you always got to do that. I'm like, you always got to talk to me and let me know. And I'll do a transfer from another account. I'm like, just because the account you looking at might not have nothing in it, or it might be allotted for bills, I got 12 accounts. Like, just tell me, I'll make a transfer. But no, see, as a real man, we get ticked off by, like, we'll bust a budget for our woman because Jesus bust his budget for us. We're supposed to love her the way Christ loved the church. See, a man with a spirit a little ugly on him, he coming with a handout. He want a partner. He want to go 50-50. A real man want to cover everything. He want to cover everything. He want to take care of all the bills. He want to take care of everything you got. But that don't take away now from me telling you to offer to pay for your half on the first date, because that's also a test. Because a real man is never going to let you pay. A man who lets you pay, he got a little spirit, a little ugly in him. Now, even if he's a good guy, he still could be turned out by a little ugly, that demon, because sometimes a man will let you pay because he just a nice guy. He thinking like, oh, this is her women's empowerment. I don't want to like stomp on her women's empowerment move. And so he let you do it. And it's nuances to it. It's not a one size fits all, because sometimes a guy is just that socially awkward, that corny, that like, and I'm not using these in derogatory terms, just meaning like he just ain't used to women. Like, he don't know nothing. He doesn't know anything about dating. So when you say you want to pay your half, he just really don't know. If he says, no, I got it, that if you're going to be like super offended and flip the table on him, because he just don't know. But a man who done been around the block may say no, and he still got the spirit of Little Ugly on him, and he take care of it. Because a man with the spirit of Little Ugly will come in also and shower you with love and gifts and money, and will show you that he got money, so that when he comes to you with a business idea, he's coming to you like he's doing you a favor. So he will show you that he's already funded his podcast. And then he might come to you to see if you want to partner on the tour of the podcast or on the next level of whatever business it is. He coming to you like, hey, I see what you're doing. I see you working hard. I see that we've talked about the money that you putting up for your future and how you want to invest your money and you want to make something happen. I'm already practically a millionaire and I only work with certain people. So I'm going to let you in on this here deal and cut you a nice return on this here deal. And really, he flat broke. He robbing Peter to lie to Paul to borrow from Simon. He ain't got nothing. He tore up from the flow up. And what you see him with come from the woman before you. And the older stuff you see him with come from the woman before her. He like the Tinder swindler. The white man who was putting these women on private jets, but it was being funded by another woman. And go watch the Tinder Swindler. That's the spirit of Little Ugly. Go watch the Tinder Swindler on Netflix, or it might be on YouTube now. Watch the Tinder Swindler, and I want you to understand that that's the spirit of Little Ugly. And what I need you to realize is that's how he disarms you. He will take you to the most expensive restaurant in your city. He will fly you to New York or Beverly Hills, Los Angeles on first class. Might even do a private jet if he got access to it. But it's on another woman's credit card, or it's on his mama. Little Ugly will finesse his mama or his adopted mama or his auntie, his grandma. He will rake them over the coals. It's a show on Netflix called Bad Sport, and you watch the episode on the NBA player. This man adopted mama. He stole her house and refinanced it like 10 times. Like a $400,000 house, he hadn't got $4 million or $6 million out of it. Just kept going to different banks, refinance it, and getting in good with the underwriter. And because he had played in the NBA, they got into the little scam with him. That's the spirit of Little Ugly. And then the man was not remorseful. The man he's on the documentary looking in the camera with red eyes now. With red eyes talking about, it's just a house. We put too much care about material things. It is just a house. I would have hit him in his mouth. If I was on the set, I would have hit him. If I could have been the camera bag, I would have hit him in his mouth. Like, man, you done stole this elderly lady house. I would have, let me take your house then, little punk. But that's the spirit of Little Ugly. It will do what it does. It will sleep with the women in the body of Christ and have no remorse. Will pretend to be remorseful, will pretend to repent, and then go right back to his bottom B and say, hey, I know I'm being bombasted online, and I know these folks is talking about me and coming at me for the sin, but you know my heart. And just because we have sex, it don't mean that I'm a demon. And it don't mean that I don't love you. And it don't mean that I don't want to be with you. It's just that's my only sense of comfort. And that's what keep me from committing suicide. And he will come to you with some crazy story. Because y'all might go to church to y'all 15-member church, and the pastor talking right to him. The pastor is right on his toes, and he will take you home after hearing about fornication and the sin of fornication and try to get you on your back, because he wants to be in front of God in your life. He don't want you to be able to wiggle around. So you got to understand, the one thing you should never give a man is money. Because you could give him sex once y'all married, but you should never give a man money. And when I say give a man money, I'm talking about, like, if it's a little bit, like $20, $50, $100, then you shouldn't do that repeatedly. Like, it shouldn't hit 1,000. You should never get into the 1,000 or more with a man. Like $500, it's not really no money. Like, giving him something that you can't, that you can live without, that's one thing. Once you cross the $1,000 mark, you entering into little ugly territory, and you about to be swindled and bamboozled. The reason why I say that is because, and don't confuse giving money with buying a birthday gift or a Christmas gift or a Father's Day gift. That's totally different. That's not giving a man money. And on that, you do it based on your budget. And don't do it from your insecurity. Don't do it from a place of you want to show out online. You want praise online. Like, give him something that is realistic and practical. So if you are a millionaire and you got $1 million, then you could buy your husband a Rolex. But don't go spend $2,500 on a man on a holiday when you know you ain't got it like that, or if you got to use a credit card, or if you got to go into your savings. If you ain't got it in your checking account, then you can't afford it, because you could get him a $50 gift card to the Nike outlet, and that's fine. Like, we're not high maintenance as men. Like, we don't need a lot. Like, and especially if we married, we want you on your bike. We don't want no gift. We want that love making. We want some lingerie. Now, if you're not married, a man still should not want nothing from his birthday of this big age. Like, this is a grown, musky man. It is a red flag if he wants you to go all out for his birthday, or all out for Father's Day, or all out for Christmas. That is a red flag. He is sassy. Do you hear me? And then if he fake like he don't want nothing, and then he flip it on you and throw it in your face that he said he didn't want nothing, but he still expected you to really do something to show him he just was giving you enough rope to hang yourself or help yourself, and you hung yourself, and he do a Jedi mind trick, that's still a little ugly. So see, it's nuances to this. It is nuances. If you on the list on TonyGastonAcademy.com, you've taken a course, then you on the list most likely. Unless you put a typo in your email, then you seen the link that I sent out for the one-on-one sessions. They already now booked up, I think, into October. It might be through October. I ain't seen nothing for November yet, so I think it's still availability in October. So if you know you got caveats and nuances, and the general information I'm giving here don't fit you, then click that link from the email, book your session, and we'll talk specifically about your guy. And y'all, don't send me a long email about your man. I can't answer email questions. I'm not coaching in the email, because I don't have that type of time. You got to sign up for a session. So if you're not on the list, then go to mymentor.life, and you can click on hire a coach, and then you'll see me right on the site as the second coach. Click there, look at the schedule, pick the topic, pick a date, make the payment. You pay it through PayPal. If you ain't got PayPal, you don't have to log in. Up under it, it'll say pay by credit card. Under the login, it say pay by credit card. Or it say don't have PayPal. Click that, and then it'll open up where you can just put your card information in, make the payment. PayPal still processes it without you having a PayPal account, without you having to log in. Now, that just if you need personal help. Now, make sure, because we wrapping up, I got to go. My son got a soccer game. One son at practice, and the older son got a soccer game an hour and 15 minutes away, so I got to leave him about 30 minutes. Click the link in the description box. I believe we're going to hit the goal, because look at the deadline. I think we're going to hit the goal. So we hit the goal, we activated. If we hit the goal, we hit business. We in business. You're a partner for life for the rest of the YouTube channel. And listen, I'm gonna be doing YouTube till the Lord call me home. I'm gonna be doing YouTube. So understand that right there, because this is where I could come here and I'm reaching 1 million people a month. It's like I don't. There's no building in America that can hold 1 million people. So think about that. So there's no reason for me to open a church when I'm reaching over 1 million people a month with the word of the Lord right here. So, and you will be a partner in that. And so I thank you. God bless you. And somebody was asking like, well, Tony, you talk about God a lot. Is that like you selling the word of God? No, because this is not a church. This is YouTube. YouTube takes 45%. So this a business. I just choose to do positive, uplifting messages instead of pranks, and instead of, you know, podcast lies, doing fake podcasts and then living an opposite lifestyle. I just choose to come on here and teach and help. This is a relationship channel. This not a church channel. This not a take up tithes and offering channel. This a life coaching channel, but it's just I'm a Christian life coach, so I got to take God with me wherever I go. But even if y'all didn't know that, actual churches have investors. There's churches with investors, meaning to pay for the building and pay for it to get off the ground, and then the church, just like paying a mortgage, they pay back the investors. So that's actually something that's done in real life, to expand a building, to get a new building. And it's nothing wrong with it. It's a bank. It's just like private lending. It ain't like it's to monetize it. It's just, that's how you get buildings. That's how you get land. And when my sons is grown, I might open a church then one day, but not really, because I have to wait on the Lord. Because when they gone, I'm probably be trying to travel the world and I'll be ministering through YouTube. But the thing about this spirit a little ugly is it will come touch you. It will come try to put some hot lead in you. Because when you're about to destroy its movement and it can no longer get women on their back, and it have to start sleeping with transvestites and sleeping with men, it gets very angered. It gets very, very angered, because when Lil Ugly is sleeping with transvestites and sleeping with men, it's angered because they can't even reproduce with men. And they also are not derailing the path of a kingdom person, because a transvestite and a gay man are already seen as an abomination to the Lord. So there's already no purpose of the kingdom in them. Like, God will never use a gay man or a gay woman or a transvestite for his word. So the spirit of Lil Ugly knows that. So they sleep with them for fun. But what Lil Ugly want is to derail a woman, because he will arrest your womb so that you cannot have a child in wedlock and birth the next leader for Christ. He will arrest your womb. He will also deposit eventually an STD in you that will lead you into shame, so that even when you leave him, you can't get nobody else because of the STD that you have. And men keep running from you because of the STD, unless you repent and God uses you and he bring you a man who will have understanding about your STD situation. Lil Ugly also wants to derail your purpose, because you could be powerful in the kingdom, because you can minister to young ladies and young girls about abstinence and saving themselves, and you can support them with their feminine care needs, with their mental needs, emotional needs, spiritual needs, through your organization in your city that is funded through grants, government grants, company grants, private donations, and you can make 6 figures working full time as a servant. And that the spirit of Lil Ugly wants to derail that, because you are an asset to the kingdom, to the body. So it will get mad with me and want to put hands on me and want to have dark thoughts about what it wants to do to me. A lady told me that a Lil Ugly said that out his mouth about me, had dark thoughts about what he want to do to me. That is confirmation that that demonic spirit is in that man, because Lil Ugly will get physical when its physical work in the carnal side of life is derailed by the Holy Spirit. It wants to lay hands and to get physical on the humans who are upending their game. But hey, click the link in the description. Join us on the YouTube. Hey, I know we got us some haters that been sitting there clicking the link and looking. I hope he don't reach the goal. I hope he don't reach the goal. He'll deserve to reach the goal. But God. And so we already to the goal now, because I already got me somebody that told me, hey, I'm coming in, doing a max. I'm maxing out. Get the max on each level at the end. Just get it all the way to the end. So we already, hey, we going to hit the goal. So now we partners. We partners. We in business now. If you in, you in. And so, but you got to talk to a financial person, like call a real CPA, and you can learn about the numbers and learn about the return and all that. But hey, God bless you. I ain't allowed to discuss numbers on here due to the SEC regulations. All the information on there and the Q&A is on there if you have a question. God bless you. We'll talk soon. My wife texted me, so I got to go anyway.